Welcome to the Spotlight Series podcast. I'm your host, Slick Sean. Man, I got the dopest gig in the world. I get to have conversations with entertainers and entrepreneurs and listen to their inspiring stories. You can stream the podcast at spotlightseries.net, watch on Roku TV, Facebook Watch, IGTV, and listen on all podcast platforms. In a world full of darkness, the spotlight is on you. What's good, world? It's the homie Slick Sean, host of Spotlight Series podcast. I got a special guest in the spotlight with me today. This brother right here, he's the CEO of Exquisite Conglomerate Communications, LLC. He's the author of the best-selling book, Demonstrations of Digital Marketing Professionalism, and also the CEO of EP16, that's the Exquisite Podcast Radio Network. Welcome, Garland McLaughlin, to the spotlight. How you doing, bruh?
Hey, I'm doing great. You know, I just had to get up, get my coffee ready, and get on the show with you. So, you know, I see you're doing wonderful things with the Spotlight series, and I'm glad to be a part of what you're doing.
Appreciate you, man. I'm glad to be a part of what you're doing. I see you doing wonderful things with the EPRN. Still a baby to it, you know, just trying to get my feet wet, but I'm so excited about what's to come and all that great stuff, man. So we're going to get into the, I say interview, but it's just questions and conversations is all we having, man. Okay. That's all it is.
Yeah.
So where you from, fam?
Oh, I'm from Boston, Massachusetts, a little community right outside of Boston, Massachusetts called Randolph, Massachusetts, small town, small diverse community. Grew up there since 1979. And,
okay.
You know, when I left Randolph, it was right after high school, and briefly came back for a few years to Massachusetts, but for the majority of my adult life, I've been down south here enjoying this nice weather and, you know, soaking it all up.
Yeah, no doubt. So speaking of the weather, it's like it's cold all the time in Boston, like from what September to what, March or something like that, or how was that weather like?
I'd say from about October to June. To me.
Snap.
Yeah, man.
So where you at now?
Oh, I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina. You know, my family's from originally the Carolinas, so okay. You know, had to come down here and soak up these family roots and, you know, see where it all began and, you know, try to carve out a path for myself.
No doubt. So you in the Queen City, in the South with the Southern comfort. All right now. So what was the main differences that you noticed, like being in Boston and then moving to the South?
Oh, a lot more of us out here. You know? Yeah, you know, a lot more of us thriving that I could see. You know, a lot more potential for good things to make things happen. That's why I'm mainly attracted to the area, just for the potential, and you can kind of take your time and work things out, and, you know, figure out your own path to see the direction that you're gonna go to be successful, and, you know, and just take it day to day. You know, I don't feel like you know, constantly somebody's judging me. That's what I mainly got from up north life. It's like, yeah, it was like a spotlight 24 hours a day, but it's the same way here too. It's that way everywhere, but it was just, I guess, because I was younger and just still growing in my understanding of life and everything that was going on around me. You know, it just felt like more pressure then as opposed to now.
Gotcha. Yeah, Charlotte, man, that city is really growing. You know, we were talking about that the other day, about how Charlotte is like becoming an urban mecca, like for urban and the culture, man.
Yeah.
Definitely with people like you in the city, man, it's in good hands in Charlotte for sure, man.
Yeah. Well,
I got some other people I work with that's from NC and people I've done business with. So Yeah, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's something that's I'm new to me because I'm from Alabama and I
Mhm.
moved to Georgia about 2 years ago.
Mhm.
So now I'm kind of being introduced to people in North Carolina that I hadn't touched bases with and stuff like that. So
Okay.
definitely enjoying the route with this entertainment that everything is going.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. I see that and I've been hearing, you be coming in contact with everybody, and along the way, and you were born around the same time as me, so tell me a bit about what we talked about the other day, about how you came in contact with the tag team entertainment.
Yeah, man. As a matter of fact, shout out to DC, man, the
Yeah,
Brain Supreme.
man.
I just chopped it up with him yesterday.
Okay.
It came about, man. This website, podcastguest.com. And I had already got a guest on from there. That lady, she's super brilliant. Her name is Trina L. Martin, and
Okay.
she's a sister. She worked for the CIA. Like,
Okay.
she's an author, like, man, dope sister. But I ran into DC, man. I was scrolling through podcast guests looking for my next guest. And I saw this brother on there, and my mouth just dropped because I hadn't seen nobody else on there like that. And I was like, nah, they playing. And then he was on there talking about sprinkles. And I was like, you gotta be serious. So I reached out to him and whoop-de-whoop, man. And boom, boom. He showed up, man.
That's
Real
good.
brother right there.
Yeah, man. That's I tell everybody that's 80% of the battle. Just showing up, man. Just showing
You're
up.
right,
See
bro.
what can happen.
That's
You
so
know?
true, man. For real. Just show up, you
Uh-huh.
know. Now, once you get there, the other 20%, you got to
Yep.
actually put it in. You can't just
Exactly.
show
Yeah,
up.
yeah, yeah.
That's part of the battle, right?
Yeah. You gotta give that 20%, 100% of that 20%.
Oh, no doubt.
So yeah.
So, how did you get started doing what you're doing, man, with the media and radio and all of that?
Well, you know, I think academically, always, well, not in this phase of my academic career, but let's say in high school and college especially, I hated writing papers and I hated explaining myself. And I understood the basics of how to bring it across to people so that they can understand that I've learned the information. But I just hated writing in such detail, and it would always be confusion, and people could always tell that I half did it. So in adulthood, I've always had a passion for recording and radio as well. I grew up in the church, and I was the kid in the balcony that operated the microphones and the voice levels and everything, and made sure the choir's voice levels were on point, and
Yeah.
everything was on point for the sermon and everything. So I had a passion for that, and I would always compare it to the radio. And I said, what if I could just work on my writing abilities a little bit better, and at the same time throw in my passion for audio recording and music and different entertainment genres in that way. What if I could do something like that and put it all together to share as informational sources, is kind of build up a repository of things that I'm doing step by step, and people can kind of look back on it and see, okay, this is valuable, and moving forward it's valuable. Every how do you say, incline of the processes that I'm telling people about and
Mhm.
developing. And so I did that for a few years. I started off with developing a magazine, and then I came in contact with other social media personalities in the early 2000s, And I took little things from them, and they took little things from me, and most of us over the course of the past 15 years have gained somewhat of a name for ourselves, and we just individually just move forward from there.
Oh, dope, dope. So, tell me about the magazine, man. What was up with that? Were you like editor? You were the owner of the mag, or what?
Owner, editor, writer,
Boss,
salesman.
boss.
I was going everywhere trying to get everybody to get involved, and that still plays a part in what with EPRN and Exquisite Conglomerate Communications. And I'll always love that learning process of learning how to put together things that are digitally printed and customized, for viewing audiences. So that is, how do you say, at that time when I was bringing that out, the publishing industry was dying.
Mhm.
So people tended to fade away from that side of media. And all of a sudden, podcasting popped up. And so then I said, oh, now I can combine everything. I can combine
Right.
all styles of journalism and, kind of get creative with it and, push it out there. Let's see what happens. And this is what happened.
Yeah, that's one thing I love about podcasting, man, is you can kind of you can go with how what got the greats, on their path, but you can also, man, blaze your own trail, within the realm.
Right.
That's what I really like about it. You have your own unique style and swing to it.
Uh-huh. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's what I love about it.
Yeah.
You creating your own brand. Every
Yeah,
individual podcaster has it's their own brand. You just gotta make it stand out, make it do what it do.
for sure. So was there any inspirations or like people that you looked up to or mentors while you were growing up?
Um uh really, to be honest with you, it was more I was more influenced by characters, like TV characters, not the individual
Gotcha.
person, like the characters and the story behind what they were doing in
Mhm.
different episodes. And radio people as well.
Yeah.
Radio people that I couldn't see, it forced me to use my imagination to, figure out why they would be so passionate about sports or the scores or different events that were going on that were affecting people's lives. It just made me kind of realize that it is a realism behind the journalism. It's not all fake to sell product or a
Mhm.
service. you know
Yeah, I found that, with journalism, those that have a real passion for what they do, they put in the best work
Mhm.
because, they it's something behind what they do, not just covering the story,
Right.
but definitely like a passion behind it. That's definitely important for sure.
Exactly.
So you wrote a book, man, a book. It's called "Demonstrations of Digital Marketing Professionalism." Sound like somebody, if they read that book, man, they'll be getting they paper, they coins up. What's up with the book, man? Talk to me.
Oh man, that book, I wrote that over, I'd say, a course of a year, for 6 months to a year. And that book kind of sums up in different packages, you know, the right way of going about marketing yourself, marketing your brand, do this digital jungle, um, and getting that paper and aligning your energies correctly so that you can get the paper correctly. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just something you have to read. It's really technical in every step that I'm talking about. So don't ask me to quote something from the book. 'Cause, it's a lot of information, and the people that have picked it up and used it, they got a lot out of
Oh, no doubt, man. So where can people go to purchase the book?
it. You can go to Amazon. You can go to my website, our website, Exquisite Communications. You can go to the book patch. You can go to I think there's about 10 different bookseller platforms that it's on right now, along with my other 3 books. Other 2 books, actually. I'm working on my 4th book now. I've been saying that I'm gonna bring it out since April, but hopefully that book will be done by September.
Yeah.
Traveling along the borderlines of traveling along the borderlines, and I forgot the last word of that title, but y'all will
Yeah.
get it soon. It'll be out there.
Okay.
Innovation, traveling along the borderlines,
Dope.
innovation.
Man, looking forward to checking that out and also catching up with the books that you've wrote already. So tell us about EPRN, man.
Oh, EPRN, Exquisite Podcast Radio Network. That is my baby right there. That is, I'd say, when as soon as it launched, it started taking off in the right direction where it was supposed to go. So I'd say, for me, in this whole podcasting journalism career adventure, that was, launching that and putting that together correctly. And it's something that people need and aspiring podcasters need. That was the moment of success for me, launching that and seeing that grow over the course of these 5 years.
Yeah, I can see how your face light up when you talk about it, man. For sure, man. And as a matter of fact, this actual podcast is on the EPRN. So make sure y'all check it out, man. I'm so glad to be a part of what you're doing, man, and excited for what's to come.
Oh, I'm excited you're here, man. Slick Sean's here.
That's right. Man. Let's get it. get it.
All right. Yeah, man. Yeah.
So how does it work? So if somebody's a podcaster that wants to be down with EPRN, what would they need to do?
They go through a simple onboarding process where we do a question and answer form. We have them fill that out. That comes to us. We make an assessment. We'll give you a call or send you an email. You further complete the onboarding by joining EPRN as a free member, and we'll give you a call and see if it's right fit for you. Then when you pay your licensing fee is approximately $35, and then that'll give you access to different training module that we have, to me, to the team, and to all of the features that you can use on EPRN. And you'd be placed in the featured section as a host, yes, of the show program.
Super dope. And that's EPRN.us. Make sure y'all get down with it.
Thank you.
So I want to thank you for stopping by, chopping it up with me. Just want to ask, man, would you give us some words of encouragement for people that's trying to, just get they name out, they brand out in journalism, podcasts, and anything with media?
Well, I'd say take 2 or 3 days, and you have to ask yourself, is this really for you? And you have to look at all of the possibilities, not just the positive ones, but you have to also be prepared for negative things that are going to come along your way. And then if it's really for you, and you know deep down inside that you'll be successful, and you have something relevant, of value to share to everybody out there, then I'd say go for it. You have to go for it and join EPRN. join Exquisite Podcast Radio Network, and we'll give you the encouragement and the tools that you need so that you can be successful as a podcaster and have a podcasting career and launch this new media that's going to really help give information to people out there in so many independent ways.
There it is, man. Y'all heard it, and I can attest to this. This brother right here, he sent me an email and checked on me. So they customer service is up to par. Y'all hear me? Y'all get down with it.
Thank you, man.
I appreciate you for stopping by, man. I just want to let you know before we go, man, in a world full of darkness, bro, the spotlight is on you. Thanks for watching Spotlight Series Podcast. I'm your host, Slick Sean. You can follow on Facebook, Spotlight Series Podcast, on IG, spotlight.series1. You can stream the podcast at spotlightseries.net, watch on Roku TV, Facebook Watch, IGTV, and stream on all podcast listening platforms. In a world full of darkness, the spotlight is on you.